Hey, what's up everybody? It's Kwon here, and today I'm super pumped. Last week I had the opportunity to see Gary Vaynerchuk speak in person, and this is the second time that I've seen the guy live, and I gotta say, every single time, he brings me a ton of value. So I want to share with you my top takeaways from his presentation last week. And for those of you guys that never heard of him before, let me give you a little bit of breakdown of who the guy is. Gary Vaynerchuk, also known as Gary V, serial entrepreneur, 5 times New York Times best-selling author, public speaker, investor, internet personality. Immigrated from Belarus to Queens, New York at a young age and took over his family's wine business and started the Wine Library, where he took his family's business from 3 to 60 million. Now he's the chairman of VaynerX and the CEO of VaynerMedia, a full-service advertising agency, and been on magazines like Inc. and Entrepreneur. He also has his own Ask Gary V show, a diehard Jets fan, and if there were 5 words to sum him up, it would be this right here. So to give you some context as to where I was last week, I attended VidSummit, and this is a conference for content creators that are on platforms like YouTube and Facebook to learn more about video. So his presentation was focused on people that were specifically in this industry, but could be really relatable to any industry out there. Now there's a lot of things in his presentation that I took home and that really resonated with me. One thing that he talks about was context.
Where I'm really going with this is a couple things. Context is what drives a lot of success.
Now, context for me is so wildly important because it gives me a foundation and perspective on how I want my business to run and where I want it to go. So context, make sure to keep that in mind because I'm going to talk about it here in a second. So the next thing he talks about is what he sees in the industry and where people have their focus.
I am blown away how many creators spend all their time being selfish mentally. Like 99% of the emails and DMs and conversations I have in conferences like this are predicated on how do I get more subscribers? How do I get more engagement? Like how do I? So I will tell you, without knowing most of you in any shape or form, I still will default into that 95% of the people in this room will not get to where they want to get to because their entire fucking filter on everything they're doing is 100% selfish.
Now, after he had said this, the room was completely silent because me and like many other people there were thinking about, is that me? Do I run my business that way? Am I not thinking about the consumer? Am I not thinking about the client? Am I just thinking about my own goals? And I think at times we all fall victim to this.
And how the fuck do I get this room to collectively do what has actually worked for me, which is every single thing that runs through my mind is how do I bring value to the other person, thus it will work out for me. You know, it's why I have a successful client service business with VaynerMedia. I think about Chase and Budweiser, not what we get. It's why my brother and I are going to completely destroy the sports agency world. It's not what the athlete does for us, it's what can we do for the athlete, because then the reputation of the whispers behind the scenes and in the halls is what builds your business.
So that's really powerful because me being a real estate agent, I fall into the trap of, how do I get my next sale? How do I get my next client? How do I get my next listing? How do I get my next buyer? Those are the things that I'm constantly thinking about. So those are all things that are focused on me, and how do I do this? How do I do that? Instead of, how do I service the client better? How can I bring them more value? How can I make their experience better throughout the transaction? And it doesn't take much. It's just a little switch in the mindset. So me and like many other people there are looking for growth. And so whether you're a content creator or a videographer, a vlogger, or like me, a real estate agent, we all want to grow. So the question on many of our minds is, how do we grow? And how do we do it the right way?
The people that build a big audience are the audience you already have now. You know how many people in this room trying to do this full time for a living and aren't replying to the comments on YouTube and Instagram of what they already have? Let me give you a preview. 99% of the fuckers in this room. To me, that is the opportunity. Like everybody's worried about getting an extra 10,000 subscribers, but you have 397, 4 of them leave a comment, and you don't have the time to say thank you to those 4.
Now, this makes all the sense to me in the world because all of your past clients, all of my past clients are my biggest fans. They've already worked with me, they already see how I do things, and I build a lot of great relationships with the past clients that I have. So why wouldn't I start there? But honestly, for those of you that are in sales or some type of a service industry, ask yourself, Are you always thinking about the next person as opposed to the person that you just helped? I think a lot of us are guilty of that. I know I am at times.
It's because those 7 people are disproportionately the reason you're going to get 17. And yet you're still worried about getting the next 10 that don't know you. You're giving no fucking love to the 7 that decided to watch your horse shit. It's called audacity. The number one thing I see in the creator space, the number one thing is audacity. I don't think anything I've accomplished up to today means anything. All the good keynotes I ever gave, as soon as I was sitting back there, I'm like, I have to fucking destroy this. Because if I don't, then this is the beginning of the end. You're only as good as your last at bat.
And that's so true. I remember when I got my real estate license, I didn't have an experience, I had no sales, I had no clients, I didn't know anything about real estate, but one thing that I did know was that I was gonna take care of my clients, no matter what. And if the day actually comes where I let a client down, well, then I really need to take a long look at myself.
And so, look, what has worked for me and what I want to push you is one thing, have one religion, the audience. The audience will put you on. Because when you actually have an audience, another thing happens. There's a lot of people here who are at the mercy of the platform because they actually haven't built a relationship with the audience. There's a reason, and I'm a historian because I'm old, of watching people that weren't able to go from MySpace to Twitter. Weren't able to go from Twitter to Facebook or to Instagram or to Snapchat or to Musical.ly or to the next thing. They die when the platform kills them algorithmically, or they die when the platform itself dies because they didn't build an audience, they didn't build a brand, they built sales. They just had them. They were good, they were early, they were first, they were funny, they looked pretty. There was a million reasons why they got it, but it wasn't an actual relationship. People are confused. Don't be confused. Because a couple things are definitely going to happen. We've had 12 years of economic growth. Shit's going to hit the fan. And you know who's going to win? A very small percentage that actually has an audience.
And so all of us want to succeed, whatever that word means to you, whether it's 1 million subscribers on YouTube, or helping you build your brand, or for someone like me that's in sales, getting your next client. So what it really boils down to is having context of how you are and how you're going to run your business.
Because karma and doing the right thing and kindness and being a fucking human always wins in the end. And I would highly recommend people start deploying a lot more humility instead of posturing, because it will work.
So that's it. Those are my takeaways from Gary's speech last week. And so if you made it this far into the video, I'd love to know what you think. So if you know of somebody that needs to hear this, bring some value to them and share this video. So for those of you that want to see Gary's entire speech, I'll go ahead and put a link below in the description. And again, I hope you got some value out of this. Thanks so much for watching.